Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. China has executed French citizen Chan Tao Fumei, who was sentenced to death for drug trafficking. This was confirmed by the Chinese embassy in Paris on Sunday. France's foreign ministry expressed regret, stating that the execution proceeded despite their efforts, including pleas for clemency on humanitarian grounds. The ministry also criticized the lack of access for Chan's defense to the final court hearing, calling it a violation of his rights. Chan, a Guangzhou-born French citizen, was arrested in March 2005 as part of a large drug bust. He was found to be a key figure in a meth drug ring. Originally sentenced to life, his punishment was increased to death after other crimes were uncovered during his imprisonment, according to state-run China Daily. China does not publicly disclose its execution figures, but Amnesty International estimates thousands of executions annually, making it the world's leading executioner. This news comes from UPI. The Canadian press reports a significant escalation in the Middle East as Israel and the United States conducted a wave of airstrikes on Iran on Monday, resulting in over 25 fatalities across various Iranian cities, including Tehran, Islamshar, and Qom. In retaliation, Tehran launched missile attacks targeting Israel and its Gulf Arab neighbors, prompting Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates to activate their air defense systems. These intense exchanges occurred just hours before U.S. President Donald Trump's deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Trump has issued severe threats, warning of strikes on Iranian power plants and infrastructure if the vital shipping lane, responsible for a fifth of global oil supplies, remains closed. The ongoing conflict and Iran's stranglehold on the strait, which began after Israel and the U.S. attacked Iran on February 28th, have already caused global energy prices to soar, with Brent crude reaching $109. Diplomatic efforts involving Oman, Egypt, and Russia are reportedly underway, but there are no immediate signs of de-escalation from Tehran. According to Jiji Press, Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi announced on Monday that her government is actively arranging summit talks with Iran. Speaking at a House of Councilors Budget Committee meeting, Prime Minister Takaichi stated that Japan is exploring every possible avenue, including top-level talks, in response to the deteriorating situation in the Middle East. Furthermore, she addressed the ongoing energy crisis, indicating that the government anticipates its continuation and will not rule out any possibilities, including potentially calling on the public to save energy and curb demand. Regarding crude oil procurement, the Prime Minister highlighted Central Asian and Latin American nations, along with Canada and Singapore, as potential alternative sources with capacity to increase production. She affirmed that Japan is making steady progress in securing these alternative supplies and has already ensured the necessary amount of energy for the nation. 联合早报 reports that according to South Korean lawmakers briefed by the National Intelligence Service, NIS, on Monday, April 6, North Korea appears to be deliberately distancing itself from its long-standing partner, Iran. This move is observed during an ongoing Middle East conflict, with Pyongyang reportedly refraining from sending weapons or aid to Iran since February 28th and issuing no public condolences after the death of Iran's Supreme Leader Khamenei, nor congratulatory messages for his son Mojtaba's succession. The NES suggests that North Korea's cautious approach to public statements, avoiding direct criticism of former U.S. President Trump, is a strategic effort to preserve the possibility of establishing a new relationship with the United States after the Iran war. This diplomatic maneuvering is seen as an attempt to carve out new space, following an anticipated summit between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Trump in May. North Korea is also reportedly grappling with significant economic pressures stemming from the Middle East crisis, including disruptions in industrial supply, rising prices, and a surging exchange rate, and is actively seeking oil supplies from Russia. At the Ninth Workers' Party Congress in late February, Kim Jong-un hinted at openness to dialogue with Washington, stating that if the U.S. recognizes North Korea's nuclear status and abandons hostile policies, the two countries can completely get along well. The NIS interprets Kim's personal remarks as a deliberate signal to maintain good relations with Trump and prepare for a new diplomatic chapter. Several Chinese government departments have jointly issued new guidelines aimed at advancing the high-quality development of the e-commerce sector. As reported by XinhuaNet, the initiative seeks to strengthen e-commerce's supportive role for the real economy. The document outlines key measures to deepen the integration of digital and real economies, focusing on empowering small and medium-sized enterprises and rural areas through e-commerce. It also aims to boost industrial digitalization and encourage technological innovation to improve consumption quality. Furthermore, the guidelines highlight efforts to expand high-standard opening up by advancing cross-border e-commerce and the Silk Road e-commerce initiative, while pushing for greater alignment with international rules in areas like digital trade. To foster a sound development ecosystem, the guidelines call for clarifying platform responsibilities, enhancing regulation, and supporting e-commerce companies in their global expansion, all while ensuring compliance with relevant regulations. Supporting measures include improving financial services, activating the value of data elements, and strengthening talent cultivation for the industry. The Ministry of Commerce has pledged to work with relevant departments to ensure the effective implementation of these guidelines. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.